You ever feel like you're stuck on Groundhog Day? Same job, stressed still, everything's the same, and wonder, did I actually build a business or a cage? This episode is powered by The Hub, the business growth made simple coaching community built just for contractors like you. We help you grow your business with less chaos, more clarity, and a plan that actually works. Start with your free 2-minute quiz at genesisbusinessstrategies.com and see if your business is set up to run without you. If not, we can help you fix it. Years ago, I guess it was around New Year's Day, I stood in my garage around 10 o'clock at night. It was a long day, had some installs that day. Kids were asleep, wife was inside watching a show. I'm sitting there in my work clothes, still covered in insulation, staring at a pile of receipts and a clipboard with unpaid invoices. Now, I remember thinking, this year is going to be different. I'm going to get ahead. Funny thing is, I said that every year. And every year, I got busier, but I also got a little more tired. And weirdly, never much more richer. I had a vision. I wanted to make money. I wanted more time off. I wanted the business to run smoother. But I had no plan. Just a vague idea. A couple of Post-its, blind hope, and hoping that the work would, figure itself out. Spoiler alert, didn't do it. Because here's the truth that took me too long to learn. A vision without a plan is just a wish. And a hope is not a business strategy. The contractor cycle, January, February, you're in scramble mode. You need work. You had to lay a couple guys off because you had no work. March through May, we're getting busy. Don't stop selling. June through August, holy crap, we're dying out here. Then September comes. Where'd the money go? For me, that was a great time to take vacation. Then October through December, we pick up with the heating again, right up until just before Christmas. And then just like the shampoo, rinse and repeat. No KPIs, no benchmarks, just stress. And the odd part about it was, I didn't even realize I was stuck on a treadmill. I was so busy. I thought I was making progress. You get busier, you think you're progressing. Why most guys hate setting goals. Most guys hear goals, they picture corporate meetings, bullet point slides, smart goals, laminated charts. It all feels a little too, khaki panty HR lady for guys like us who spend their days fixing furnaces, rerouting sewer lines, running electrical lines. But every successful contractor I know sets goals. They just call them something else. That big contractor that you think charges way too much? Well, they've got their goals set. They know what they need to make the money to hit their goals. The small guys say stuff like, I'm going to hire a guy this year. I want to take weekends off. We need to stop working with those nightmare clients. Their goals, they don't feel like it because no one's calling them that. The problem is, most guys leave those goals floating in space. They're not written down. They're not broken down. More importantly, they're not followed up on. So what happens? Well, life takes over. You get swamped. You get swamped with installs. Guy quits here. Van breaks down here. Kid gets strep throat. Suddenly it's August and you haven't done anything. You've been, dare I say, surviving. Yeah, one of the tools I should say that saved my sanity was the 90-day goals. Why 90 days? Well, because a year was too long. A month I thought was too short. But a quarter, 3 months, I thought that was pretty close to being perfect. You can see a finish line. Here's something that saved my sanity. The 90-day goals. Why 90 days? Well, 12 months is too long. A year is just way too long to set a goal. A month is way too short. But 3 months, that seemed to me to be perfect. You can still see the finish line. You can adapt to the changes, and you can start to build momentum. The 90 days gives you enough urgency, but it's not overwhelming. It's like cooking brisket, realistically smoking brisket. You smoke it slow enough for it to get tender, yet fast enough to know dinner's actually coming. But after a year of the same old, I finally got sick of hearing myself talk about change without doing anything. So that night I locked myself in the office with a whiteboard, dry erase marker, and wrote at the top, what would make the next 90 days a win? That one question changed everything. I wasn't trying to solve a world peace. I just wanted to move the needle. So here's what I wrote down. I want to raise my prices by 10%. I want to systematize the quoting process. I really want to be home by 6 o'clock 3 nights a week. That was it. You know what? For the first time ever, I didn't just make goals. I actually finished them. So let me walk you through the exact method we use inside the hub. It's simple. It's not fluffy. It's not stuffy. It's not boardroom. You got to define the vision. What do I want my life to look at in 3 years? And you need to be specific. What time are you waking up? How many days a week are you working? How many trucks are on the road? What's your personal bank account look like? Write it down. Don't overthink it. It's real simple. You can change it later. But you need a target before you can aim. Then what you need to do is reverse engineer it. If your 3-year vision is to double your income and take Fridays off, ask what needs to happen in the next 12 months to move towards that. And then what can I realistically accomplish in the next 90 days that supports that 12-month? Break the mountain into stepping stones. Maybe 18 months down the road, you start taking a half a Friday off. So what do I need to do to start taking half a day off on Friday in the next 18 months? And then set 3 goals maximum. You can set a financial one, an operational one, and a personal one. Maybe it's raise the rates, pay off debt, or even start profit first. Operational, maybe hiring an SOP person to actually write it out for you or create a job checklist. Maybe your personal one is go on a date night a week. Take Sundays off. Too many goals usually equals no goals. And then write them down and share them. Get them out of your head and into your world. Write them on your whiteboard. Put them on your calendar. Tell your spouse, your team, your coach. Accountability is the difference between dreaming and doing. I had a client, Josh. Josh runs a 4-man electrical company in a small town. He's a great guy. Killer work ethic. He felt stuck. So we're making okay money, but I'm doing too much. I feel like nothing ever changes. So we walked through the 90-day system. His vision was to step out of the day-to-day installs. Wanted to add another truck and a consistent paycheck for himself. So, his 90-day goals: train a lead tech to handle 80% of the calls by himself. Raise his minimum service fee by 15%. Take 1 day off a week. Take 1 day a week off of his schedule. No field work, just office work. In 6 weeks, he delegated 3 jobs completely. He booked more profitable work with less stress. And he took his kids on a Friday fishing for the first time in a year. Progress. Here's a weird thing I've seen. Some guys, they'll hit a good month and then panic. They'll feel guilty for taking time off. Or they blow all the money because they're not used to having it. You know why? Because they're used to surviving, not winning. That's why a 90-day goal calendar matters. They help rewire your brain and they train you to build, not just react. So here are 3 goal killers. Vague statement. A vague statement would be something like, do better with scheduling. Be more organized. Maybe be more specific, like create a weekly calendar by Sunday night. Or I want to be organized by having blah, whatever that is. They have no ownership, maybe. I'll try. I might. I may. There's that famous quote, do or do not, there is no try. Change it to I will. They're in isolation. No one knows what they're working on. You forgot why it matters. Share your goals with somebody. Even if it's your dog, at least he listens. And the shame spiral. You know what? You miss a week, fall off track, screw it. I'll start again next quarter. Nah. Get back on the track the next day. One